Hello everyone, this is me, Francis. I just want to say thanks to the Intellivision team for keeping us informed, such as the videos we've seen with Open Every Box Beat. I mean, Tommy speaking to everyone in interviews and of course doing this every let's say couple of weeks to speak to us with the show of Beat, and that's so refreshing and heart feeling. I think we can say that. It's I mean it's really touching to see this, and we're just watching and keeping in touch with Amico, with the news, because we see things developing, and and we can only be positive. There's no place for there can be place for some critics. That's okay. Um, Place for questions, but I think negativity is different than some critics and question, right? So I think we can always critique positively. We can always ask questions in a positive way, and it's also possible to do these things, but negatively, right? I think negative is when we kind of have many prejudice with other people or with a company. Um, that's life too, right? Sometimes we cannot have also always a positive opinion about anything, right? About all the same things, and I think that's what discussions are very useful to come in about understanding better our points of views. But for that, it's necessary to be positive, because without being positive and reasonable, and it's not possible to have these discussions and to exchange between our point of views. And so I really love the community online, uh, and the company and television, reaching out to everyone in a very transparent way. And I'm just excited to see how it goes, and it's so good to know where they are at now. Let's realize like where they are now. They went a long way, a very very long way. If you think about, um, I think 3 years ago at the beginning, I remember Tommy made a post about a like a guess, like a clue, sorry, a guess about what was his new project after Video Games Live. Of course, nobody thought it was about a new console, a new video game console, But Tommy he knows how to surprise also people. I mean, is in his um, background, let's say, in his accomplishments, he knows how to surprise people. That being said, of course, Intellivision is a company, and already they're far now. I mean, that's really encouraging. We should be very encouraged and enthusiastic about it, right? Because that's how in life too it is. We should look at where we're at, where we are now, and in the face of challenges such as COVID. In our own life too, we face challenges and things that can seem like um, failure sometimes, right? But it's not. And I think that's something we need to work on on ourselves, to view the truth, to view the things more objectively, I think, and to be more positive, because we should be positive. But at the same time, it's normal to feel difficulties and even being negative sometimes. I mean, that happens to everyone, to kind of fight this a certain negativity. But in the end, the truth is always about being able to see the positive. You know, I mean, that's how we can be really happy, when we can see the positive in others, also in a company too. Like for me. personally, I'm not a big fan of Apple, right? But I came to, while I manifested, while I expressed this disappointment toward this company and how I don't like to work with it, or um, and how I don't find that useful if we can do everything on Windows and Linux. Anyway, um, I think I learned too to see the positive sides of this, even this company that I never liked to work with, or I mean, for personal reasons, right? And that's wonderful when we can exchange about our points of views, and it helps us to understand things that we didn't see, because we can't see everything, right? But we can be positive about others, about what others do, companies and things like that. We can be positive. That being said, I know I talk about different things, but I'm so happy seeing how Intellivision works, uh, close to everyone now, and the community being developed. And I think I'm kind of now losing the focus on what I was talking initially. Uh, yeah, but anyway, how how far already Intellivision is. We should be proud. We should be happy. And of course, it's a long road, guys. It's the road that they are on right now. It's a long road. They started 3 years ago, and I've been excited to follow them since the beginning. You know, I'm sure many of you too. You were there at the beginning, or you came in while this project is releasing, and of course, just the beginning. And I want to say thanks, and it's great to see where they are now. I mean, we didn't see everything, and they're far. They're far, guys. Let's be proud. And television is far, and let's be proud also about the bounce the community is creating to everyone, loving retro games, modern games too, but we understand something about modern games that we don't want to see in Amico, right? It's like everyone is able to come together based on an understanding that I think is very, very, very valuable and objective too. On seeing how the video games today, or modern video games, are very often, not that they're not good, uh, but we see the money spent into a game towards the value returned to the customer is, the gameplay being kind of put aside at the cost of so much graphics and all the big work of so many people that to release a triple A game, right? I think everyone can understand that, right? But still, triple A games can be amazing, right? And they're popular, of course. But sometimes I'm thinking by myself that, thinking that if you didn't know other things, right? If you only saw, like, let's say, if you only saw movies, like such as modern movies, with all this graphics and explosions and FX, that cost millions and millions. I mean, if that's all you've seen, of course you will like that. But if you met the greatest movies of all time, if you saw the greatest movies of all time, and you're used to these greatest movies of all time, which today, even with the biggest special effects, they can't beat it, right? We can make this comparison very well with video games. Everyone can agree that the golden age of video games is not today. Unfortunately, it's not. I mean, yes and no, yes and no. But before, all the games that we've seen, and still great games released today, but I feel like it's more rare, and I think the graphics can become like a disadvantage in a game. because it increases the complexity, and if you increase the complexity, sometimes there are too many things you need to manage, right, to release the game you want. So that's the whole reason why I'm so happy about Intellivision Amico and Intellivision in general, of course. uh, all the way where they are at now, and what they're doing, and hearing about the news. Of course, it takes time, guys. It takes time, but they're already far, and I think they will even influence a lot of things in our culture. It's powerful, guys. Video games are very powerful in our world today. And to come back to the sources too is important, right? To realize what matters, what truly matters, right? Yes, graphics are great. Yes, graphics are important. But when we come to the essential, that's when we can make a really good critic of a video game, or a great critic of a movie as well, right? It's kind of the same. You take a movie made in the 70s. It has the greatest rating, and movies today can't beat it. It's the same thing that Amico is. Having this philosophy, and that's so important for not just video games, I think, but yes, especially yes for video games, but for so many things. I just talked about movies, and it can be other things too, right? So I think the essential thing, like what's the essential in entertainment. That being said, it's graphics. Triple A games, it's amazing, it's great, but I think it's something we need to understand, the essential, right? For a good critic in anything. So I just wanted to make this video. Had things to say, and I'm very happy about the last video I've seen on Open Every Box Pete with Tommy, as was invited. And I want to say thank you to everyone who organizes these videos too. Thanks Pete, thank you Pete, and everybody was there, and everyone making videos, expressing what they think about the Amico, be it in favor of Amico or against. But I think there's always a way to express your opinion or your point of view, so it can be possible to discuss, right? To exchange point of views. As I said before, disagreeing is great, is okay. Disagreeing is okay. That's a word the world needs to hear more often. Disagreeing is fine, it's okay. The important is being able to exchange, right? That's what relationships are about too. We can exchange about things even if you disagree with something. And that's how you can have a peaceful family, or even peaceful society, or a community of gamers, or so I love this philosophy that Tommy has. I can see is somebody very like open to discussions, and seeing clearly about many things. Seeing clearly about video games, of course. He's been in the industry, so he knows so many things about it. So it's interesting to hear him talk about these things, and their team, the Amico team too, that has so much to share. Everyone in their team sharing about all their experience in the video game industry, and then coming with this console now, and the long way they are now. Just thanks and congratulations. I want to congratulate everybody. Yes, from television, but the community as well. Pete, thank you, Pete, and Papa Pete too, and everybody like making videos, or just being there in this community, or just following in television. Just want to say thank you to everyone of being there, and even those criticizing. I thank them too, but of course, there's a way to discuss with other people, right, about your point of view. And that's fine, right? And okay, so just want to say that. So I had things to say. Thanks for watching my videos too. And I'm not the kind of guy to ask to subscribe or anything like that. I just like to make videos like that for I express how I feel, and and for fun too sometimes, and sometimes more serious. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.